What's up, guys? Thanks as always for supporting the show. It would mean a lot to me if you would take a second to scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of our videos. Also, make sure you follow us all over social media so you don't miss any of our content or show announcements. Boston is an entirely different challenge. Luka was good in the playoffs last year, defensively, until he got to Boston and he completely fell apart because Boston presents this unique problem, which is if you guard one-on-one, if you offer help in those one-on-one situations, they've got all these catch and shoot threats around, and they're really good at setting up their spacing and picking you apart. It's a very different setup than Luka's on the ball, and there's a dude 3 feet to his right, and there's a dude 3 feet to his left, and if he somehow gets through all three of those, there's another guy helping because the Lakers have 2 or 3 guys that they feel comfortable giving catch and shoot shots to. That's really as we start to get real about who Boston is as a championship contender. Yeah, their record hasn't been as good as Cleveland or Oklahoma City this year. Who cares? They don't have the same level of urgency. Cleveland is having the best season in not in franchise history, but in a very long time in terms of the regular season. And I think the last team to win at this rate was the 2009 Cavs, if I remember correctly. But this team is playing really well. They're stoked. Every game is another opportunity for them to continue to build this cool new thing. Oklahoma City, this is their first year where they're like, we actually can win the title. We're a dead serious team. Let's go get this thing every night. And all their players are 26 and younger. Boston's older. Jayson Tatum's the only guy in their core 8 who's 26 and younger. They have won the championship before. They've been in all these deep playoff runs. They are not under the same level of day-to-day give a shit that the other teams are in the league. And the reality is, when the shit hits the fan and they need to turn it up, they can put together multiple 5-man groupings where none of them are a real weak point on the defensive end of the floor, and all of them can dribble, shoot, and pass really well. So, you're in this situation where it's oh shit, we either have to leave our worst defender on Tatum and Brown one-on-one and just pray that they take stupid shots and miss, or we're going to have to send a second defender and allow them to get these catch-and-shoot looks that they burn everybody with. And what you just saw tonight was a team with LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves unable to create a decent look for a 15-minute stretch of game time. That is the scalability that they have on defense. That is the scalability that they have on offense. And that's why no matter what I've seen this year, whether it's Oklahoma City going on a run, or it's Cleveland, or it's Houston beating every good team in the league for 3 weeks, or it's this recent LeBron James-led, Luka Doncic-led Laker run, I don't think any of these teams can reach the level on both ends of the floor that the Boston Celtics can reach. And that's why, to me, they're just clearly the favorite. Does that mean they can lose, or that they can't lose? Of course not. They're beatable. Cleveland could beat them. Milwaukee could beat them. I still think that the Lakers could play a lot better than they played tonight. If the Lakers and Celtics met in a series in the finals, of course I think the Lakers could win. But we would all be foolish to not pick Boston to win these matchups. Because when push comes to shove, they got 5 dudes that are all big and strong, that can guard a bunch of different positions, and they've got a million ways to create great shots. There was a whole portion there where they're like, hey, why don't we just throw the ball in the post to Al Horford against Austin Reeves? And they got a bunch of good stuff out of it. Porzingis is a whole other option that they can go to on that front. There's just so many different ways they can win, so many different shapes they can take. I believe that's the best team in the NBA right now. But I want to shout out Jayson Tatum. He was doing an amazing job picking on Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves in this game. 40 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. I thought he was fantastic. This is a concept that I've been talking about for a little while. There's a reputation around the league that Jayson Tatum has. And for the record, I felt this way last year, so I'm not trying to call anybody out. But there's this opinion out there that is somewhat pervasive in the NBA Twitter world where Tatum's a second-tier guy. And I think there was a combination of a bunch of factors that led to that reputation. He was such a good jump shooter early in his career, and then he really fell off and struggled to shoot the jump shot over the course of the previous few years in terms of being reliably great as a jump shooter. And he added a bunch of strength and a bunch of playmaking talent over that time. And so it was like there was this early version of Tatum that wasn't as big and strong and not as good at reading the floor, but could shoot the shit out of the ball. And then there was this other version of Tatum that was like big and strong and super versatile defensively and like a much better playmaker than most of his peers at his position, but he just wasn't as good as a jump shooter as he needed to be. Tatum has added those two pieces of his game into one now. And he's become this like really dynamic shot maker from all these different spots on the floor. One of the best three-point shooters, like high volume, create his own shot type of three-point shooters that we have in the league. And he's this big, strong, super versatile defensive player. And he's one of the best playmakers in the NBA right now. He's put it all together. And like, look, does that mean he's going to go outplay the top guys over and over again? No. Like we've talked about that earlier. Like I've seen Tatum get outplayed by some of the top guys too, but I've also seen Tatum on the same floor with the top guys multiple times this year look like he's better. He was on the same floor with Luka Doncic and LeBron James, both of whom who have like LeBron's been playing at like a top 5 level for a month and a half, and Luka is Luka Doncic. And Jayson Tatum just looked like he was better than them tonight. And that is a level he can get to. 40, 12, and 8 guys. Like, he is absolutely one of the top tier guys in this league and deserves to be respected as one. I just think that needs to be acknowledged. It's undeniable at this point.